What's good, BF fam? This is Big Tone coming at you from Big Tone Productions, Beats and Feasts. Hey guys, it's Friday. You know what time that is. It's time for another cooking video. Today we're going to do an easy fried rice, guys. This is very simple, very easy. The whole key is preparation, guys. So, let's go ahead and get started with this. But before I do, you know how I get down. Like, comment, subscribe to the channel, turn on your post notifications so you know when a video comes out. By the way, that's every Friday. So let's get started with some easy fried rice. So as I said earlier, it's all about preparation for this easy fried rice. And that's what makes it easy. So as I always do, I'm going to start with my supporting cast. So I'm making chicken fried rice today. So it just calls for, I got my chicken here, and it's got some soy sauce. It's got some vegetable oil, cornstarch, and some baking powder in it. So, and that baking powder helps tenderize the chicken because chicken breast tends to get a little bit dry during the cooking process. I've also got back here, I've got some green onions cut up, and then I have some diced regular onions cut up. Then I've got my carrots here cut up. And then I have some frozen peas that I just throw in there. And then, of course, I have my star of the show, the rice. Some flavorings that go in here is just regular salt and pepper, my Himalayan sea salt and pepper, some sesame seed oil. This is important. This is a very important step. This sesame seed oil really gives it a smoky, woodsy type flavor that you get when you have Asian food. Of course, some minced garlic and some soy sauce. Now, I will decide whether or not I want to put a little bit of oyster sauce in this during the cooking process, but I may decide to do that. But let's get started with some easy fried rice, guys. All right, so this is a very important part that I wanted to show you of cutting the chicken. The way I cut the chicken is very similar to what you might get at a restaurant. So this is very kind of important. I got my chicken breast here. I just used the thin cut chicken breast from the grocery store, and basically all I do is I cut it at a bias, so I make it as thin as I want it. But that's what I really wanted to make sure that you understand, is that the way you cut this really makes a difference in how quickly it cooks and how much flavor the chicken's going to absorb, especially in fried rice. But guys, so I'm going to cut this up here, and I'll be back in just a moment. Okay, one of the things that I wanted to show you about chicken breast, and especially in a stir-fry dish, is that chicken breast tends to dry out a little bit in the cooking process. So what I normally do is I will put a little bit, probably about 1 to 2 teaspoons of cornstarch. What this is going to be, it depends on your amount that you have of chicken. So 1 or 2 teaspoons of that, and then I will also add about 1 or 2 teaspoons of soy sauce. And it just depends on the amount of chicken that you have, guys. Alright, and then to go with that, I'm going to add a little bit of vegetable oil, about a teaspoon of that. Just a little bit here. And then the trick of this is the baking soda. As I said, it tends to dry out. The baking soda will tenderize it a little bit. I just use a little pinch of baking soda in the chicken, and that will tenderize it during the cooking process just a little bit. And then you're just going to simply mix this all around. And you're going to set it aside for about 20-30 minutes, guys, and just let it marinate a little bit. Let that baking soda and the cornstarch get all over the place. And that will keep it moist during the cooking process. But I wanted to share that with you because it's a little trick I learned from living in Asia. So I wanted to make sure that you got that portion. Okay, guys? And I forgot to tell you guys, I have 5 eggs here. And the supporting cast, I forgot to tell you about my eggs. But I got 5 eggs here. I'm using eggs because I'm using 5 eggs because I like eggs. If you don't like a lot of eggs, then don't put a lot in it. It's your fried rice. You do what you want to with it. But we're going to mix these up, scramble them basically. not going to take long to cook those, and then we're going to take them out. So I'm going to take these out and put them in another pan, let them sit while I cook the other ingredients here. Alright, so within the same pan that I just cooked the eggs in, I'm going to put some vegetable oil in here. Probably about a teaspoon. Maybe a little bit more. Probably about 3 teaspoons here. Let that get hot. And we're going to simply just put in my onions, my white onions, and we're going to put in the garlic. We're going to put the garlic in secondly, but we're going to make sure that this gets some pretty high heat. So we're going to simulate cooking with the wok. Keep the oil hot a little bit. And cook this all in the same pot, guys. You gotta make sure everything's cut before you start. And that's very, very, very important. Because it's a quick cooked dish, okay? So you don't necessarily have to, you know, you can't cut everything as you're cooking. So, and I changed my mind. I'm gonna start with the chicken here, guys. So I'm going to put that in here. This should cook fairly quickly as well. And I got a lot of chicken here because I'm cooking quite a bit. This shouldn't take long to cook because I cut it thin cut it very, very thin. So it really doesn't matter what order you do things in because it's all going to come together in the end. So I'm going to let that cook for a little bit. When you see the chicken cooking up, I seasoned it with a little bit of salt and pepper. That was it. So you can see little brown bits in there, chicken. So I'm just going to take this out. And you can see I got it on high heat. I'm going to add that over here with my eggs. I'm going to add a little bit more vegetable oil here, guys. And once that gets hot, we're going to add my onions and my carrots. Alright, so we're going to pour the onions in here. That was about an onion and a half, a large onion and a half. I'm going to pour my carrots in there. That was about 2.5 carrots. We're going to cook this down, let the onions get a little translucent, make the carrots get a little softer. To this, I'm going to add a pretty large heaping tablespoon of garlic. So I'm going to mix this up in here. Put my garlic to the side. So I'm going to mix that up. And to this mixture here, I'm going to add back my chicken and my eggs. So I'm making quite a bit here, guys. So if you're making less than this, and obviously your ingredients will, you know, diminish based on how much you're making. But I'm making quite a bit here. So this is our full dinner. All right, guys. So I'm gonna let this cook for a second here, but I'm gonna add a couple things. I'm gonna add a little bit of sesame oil. The sesame oil gives it a smoky type flavor. Just a tad. I'm going to add some more once I get the rice in. So this is pre-cooked rice that I had. Like I said, I'm making quite a bit. So don't be alarmed. You want to make sure you get it all chopped up if it's been sitting there in the refrigerator. And I'm going to add the rest of it here. So that was 3 cups of rice. So, just so you know what I was working with. Alright, so we're going to cook that down just a little bit here, and I'm going to add my soy sauce and the rest of my sesame oil. Now, soy sauce, I don't need a lot of it. A lot of people think you need a lot of it. You don't. It's probably about, I don't know, maybe a teaspoon and a half. A tad bit more maybe. Gonna mix that up and see what the color looks like. Just a tad bit. And guess what I'm adding next? I'm adding my peas. Just a little bit of peas, guys. I'm not a huge fan. They were frozen peas. I had them. I just put them in here. I'm adding a tad bit more soy sauce. Just a tad bit more soy sauce there, guys. We're gonna mix that up. Next thing I'm gonna add is the rest of my sesame seed oil. That's gonna bring that smokiness out, guys. Alright, I'm gonna do a little bit of taste testing here so I can see where I'm at with the flavors. Really just the soy sauce and the sesame seed oil. I'm gonna do a little taste. I'm gonna do a little bit more soy sauce, guys, okay? You can definitely taste that sesame seed oil. Alright, guys, and the last thing I'm gonna add is my green pepper, my green onions. Just a little bit here. On the green onions, you don't chop them up very fine. You want to see them in here, guys. So I got quite a bit of fried rice here. This is going to last me, it's going to last us about, I don't know, this is going to be a 3 or 4 day meal. Because it warms up nicely, guys. It warms up really nicely. I'm going to do a little bit of taste again. Alright, there we go. There we go. Alright, BFM, so there you have it. Another perfection on the plate. I went ahead and went to the liberty of putting a fried egg on top. And I added some, a little bit of hoisin sauce and some sriracha. That's the way I like it. So, you guys can dress it up any way you want. But that's how I like to eat it. Better than your Chinese takeout fried rice, guys, and you can do it all here at home. You know exactly what's in it. I want to remind you guys, there's Big Tone reviews, and also there's Beats and Feasts. So you can go to any of those websites, and you can pick up the Copper Chef stuff. You can pick up the Power Pressure Cooker XL. You can pick up a lot of stuff there for the kitchen. So go check out that website, guys. Support me. I appreciate everybody's doing that thus far. If you like this video, go ahead and like, comment, subscribe to the channel. Turn on your post notifications. I do a video every single Friday. Alright guys, this is Big Tone signing off. Peace.